It's a hard fact of the NFL that quarterbacks get hurt. And that means teams that may have looked like Super Bowl contenders on paper are suddenly sending out Joe Ordinary to take snaps. In other places, offensive saviors have fallen short of franchise expectations and been swapped out for well-traveled arms. Several teams have made quarterback changes this season, both voluntarily and involuntarily, with drastically different results. Here's a look at how those backups have done. He was taking over for a legend, Drew Brees, but Bridgewater has been up to the task, reeling off 5 consecutive wins. He has 9 touchdowns against 2 interceptions, and with the team 2.5 games clear of Carolina in the NFC South, Saints fans have little to complain about. His best game statistically was a 4-touchdown, 314-yard effort against the Buccaneers in Week 5, but he gave a disciplined effort in a comfortable win on Sunday in Chicago without Alvin Kamara to hand off to. Brees is hoping to return from thumb surgery sooner rather than later, but Bridgewater's performances have at least given his recovery some breathing room. After Cam Newton sprained his foot in Week 2, the Panthers turned to Allen, their second-year man. He did well in 2 appearances last year and has created more buzz this season, throwing 7 touchdowns in 4 wins without being intercepted. Newton will regain the starting job when he returns, perhaps in a few weeks, but Allen is at least making it a debate, something few would have expected when the season started. It was a tall order to replace Andrew Luck, who shockingly announced his retirement in August, just 2 weeks before the start of the regular season. But Brissett has been explosive, with 14 touchdowns, 1 off the league lead, against 3 interceptions, a clear improvement over his 13 touchdowns and 7 interceptions in 2017, when he subbed for an injured Luck. He was exceptional on Sunday, with 4 touchdown passes, to beat the Texans and take a half-game lead in the AFC South on a day when the team's running game stalled. In mid-game last week, the Titans sent Marcus Mariota to the bench and turned to the veteran Tannehill, who was most recently a starter with the Dolphins last season. The move has looked inspired so far. Tannehill was 13 of 16 against the Broncos last week and 23 of 29 in a start against the Chargers on Sunday. He has played only a game and a half, but his adjusted yards per pass figure is 9.0, trailing only Patrick Mahomes, Kirk Cousins and Russell Wilson this season. The Jaguars acquired Nick Foles in the off-season, only to see him go down with a broken collarbone in Week 1. That put the team in the hands of Minshew, a little-known rookie who was drafted in the 6th round. With 10 touchdowns in 7 games, 2 interceptions and an 8.0 adjusted yards per pass figure, Minshew has been more than acceptable. And his mustache and dress sense have made him a cult hero. Foles is about ready to come back to practice and can play again on November 17 when he comes off injured reserve. It says something about Minshew's play that there is debate over which quarterback gives the team the better shot to win. Rudolph took over the team when Ben Roethlisberger was lost for the season in Week 2. He was workmanlike, but no Big Ben. Then he, too, got hurt. His replacement, Devlin Hodges, 1-0, had a good completion rate in his 1 start, but now that Rudolph is out of concussion protocol, he will get another chance next Monday against the Dolphins, a cushy spot for a return. He filled in when Mitchell Trubisky was hurt and was a combined 44 of 60 with 3 touchdowns and 2 interceptions when substituting in against Minnesota and starting versus Oakland. Bears fans weren't high on Trubisky before, but they welcomed him back readily this week. Not much of a sample size. Moore was 10 of 19 on Thursday against Denver after Patrick Mahomes went down during the game with a dislocated knee. Moore has been around the NFL since 2007, picking up the odd start here and there. His longest string as a starter came in 2011 with the Dolphins, when he managed a 6-6 record with a pretty poor team. Still, he has only 5 career starts since then. Now that Mahomes is out for an indefinite period, we will find out what the 35-year-old Moore has left, starting with a game against the Packers on Sunday night. Quarterback Kyle Shurmur, son of Giants coach Pat Shurmur, is expected to be promoted from the Chiefs' practice squad. Giants fans who have embraced the rookie, stepping in for a benched Eli Manning, may dispute this rating. But Jones has 7 interceptions against 6 touchdowns and a poor 5.4 adjusted yards per attempt figure. The promise is there, but after 3 consecutive losses, the same Giants fans who booed him when he was drafted may be ready to turn on him again. The Dolphins have been switching between Rosen and the opening day starter, Ryan Fitzpatrick, with dizzying speed. Neither one has been good, but it would defy the ghost of Red Grange for either quarterback to succeed with the motley collection of talent in Miami. Sam Darnold got mono, then Trevor Siemian got hurt, making Luke Falk the unlikely starter. He had a decent debut, then was terrible in 2 starts, going 27 of 48 with 3 interceptions and no touchdowns. To the relief of Jets fans, Darnold is now back under center. Now in his 6th year in DC, and a favorite of coach Jay Gruden, McCoy was called to sub for the starter Case Keenum for a Week 5 game. The move was a puzzling one, given that the rookie Dwayne Haskins, the supposed future of the franchise, was available. Unfortunately for McCoy, his shot came against the Patriots. He was 18 of 27 for 122 yards with an interception. Gruden was fired, and McCoy returned to the bench. McCoy wound up with an adjusted yards per passing figure of 2.9, the lowest in the league for a quarterback with 20 or more passes.